This is your homework helper, Mrs. Anderson. Today I will help you with Lesson 3, Hands-on Model Fractions and Decimals. Looking at this homework helper section, we can see that we're going to use a model. Well, here I have a fraction, and I'm going to change this fraction into a model. So it's 57 hundredths. So I need to shade in, I need to have 100 pieces. So I have 100 little squares, and I'm going to shade in 57 of them. 5 is in the tenths place, and the value is 50. So I can shade in 5 places, 5 tenths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then do the 7. I'm also going to write in word form and as a decimal. Here's word form, 57 hundredths, and here's how I write it in as a decimal. The place after the decimal is the tenths place, and the place after that, to the right of that, is the hundredths place. So it's 57 hundredths since the last digit ends up in the hundredths place. Okay, I'll do a couple with you right here. Here I have 4 tenths. So I have 10 spaces. So it's been divided into 10 pieces. So I'm going to shade in 4 of them. You can see I've already done it. I shade in 4, and then I write it in word form, 4 tenths, and I need to remember to write the THS at the end. Okay, let's look at number 2. You'll go ahead and do this one the same way. 8 tenths, which tells us this unit has been divided into 10 pieces, and you'll shade in 8 of them. Okay, then on the next one, I'll do this one with you. Here I have 45 hundredths. So I know that this 4 means 40. I'm going to go ahead and shade 40 spaces. Okay, that'll be 4 tens. And then I need to shade in 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, I think I did too many. And then I'm going to write 45 hundredths with a THS at the end here on the line. You'll do the same thing on this one. We know that the 7 stands for 70, so I can shade in 70, which is also, okay, a whole 10. I'm going to shade in 70, or 7 tens, and then 6 of the little boxes, and then write it in word form. Okay, let's take a look at the back. This time we're going to write a decimal for each model. So I'm going to have to count and see how many spaces there are all together. This one has tenths, which tells me my number is going to be in the tenths place. So I'll count how many I have. I have 2 at this point. So my answer is going to be 2 tenths. And it's smart to put a 0 at the beginning to show that there aren't any whole units. Okay, let's look at this one. This one, I can see that there are 100 boxes. So I'm going to need to go to the hundredths place this time. And when I count how many there are, looks like there's 7. Now if I put 7 here, then that would mean tenths, but I'm not doing tenths. These are hundredths. So I need to put the 7 in, I need to put the 7 in the hundredths place. And then since I don't have any tenths, a whole column filled up, I'll put a 0 in the tenths column. So the 0 will be like a placeholder, and then I put a 0 at the beginning to show that there aren't any whole numbers. Okay, you'll go ahead and do these ones. I see 100 places, 100, so you'll need to go 2 places. Here's tenths and hundredths, and this one is tenths, so you'll need 1 space. Then you go ahead and count and write them in. Okay, looking at number 9. We're going to use number sense. The largest butterfly in the world is found in New Guinea, Papua. The female of the species weighs about 9 tenths of an ounce. Use a decimal to write the female's weight. I need to write 9 tenths as a decimal. Well, I know that when I'm writing tenths, I just go 1 to the right of the decimal. So you'll go ahead and finish that. Choose the correct word to complete the sentence below. A blank is used to separate the ones place from the tenths place. Here's the ones place. Here's the tenths place. What is this called? Write it down. Which of the following represents 32 hundredths? Circle it. Okay, now, when you're looking at these, remember that the hundredths place is 2 spaces. So look and see which one represents 32 hundredths and circle it. Thanks for watching this Homework Helper video. If you have questions, feel free to ask me tomorrow at school.